Leanne here from Kingdom Bloggers again. We are continuing on with our onboarding series for Christian bloggers. So today we are going to be talking about SEO. That's a term that many bloggers, Christian bloggers, really shy away from, make a whole big to-do about. And so because it seems so scary, they never take the time to learn it. Well, I'm here to kind of give you an overview of what it is, how it works, and let you know that it's really not that difficult once you understand how it works from the backside. Okay, so first off, what is SEO? SEO stands for search engine optimization, which is just a fancy way of saying to learn how to write your content in a way that Google understands. Now, we use Google as kind of the standard. Google's the #1 search engine in the world. And although you have other search engines, Yahoo, Bing, DuckDuckGo, and there's a whole bunch of others, we kind of use the Google standard simply because that's where more searches are done. And if you learn how to do it from Google standard, that will also help you on the other search engines. Each search engine has its own algorithm formula for indexing content, but generally speaking, it comes down to the same principles. So basically, SEO is optimizing your content, learning how to write it in a way that not only satisfies your reader's search query, but that is formatted in a way that the Google search crawlers, these little bots that come to your site and look at all your content, in order for them to understand it, it has to be kind of written in a certain way. But also, there's a big misconception with what a keyword is. So I'm going to kind of break those things down for you here in this video. Okay, so we've talked about what it is. Search engine optimization is how your content gets found. You're optimizing content so it will do well in the internet. And I want to kind of give a correlation here. I love correlations because they make more sense to me. So if you think of a hiring manager for an employer, they receive thousands of resumes, right? And how you write the resume, right? There's different templates, different outlines, different, put certain things in the front page, certain things in the back page. How you format it when it maybe makes it through the online system, right? Like the online, when you submit it online, there's things in the online that immediately send it to the no pile. And if it has certain things, it'll send it on. But once it's sitting in that hiring manager's desk, and the hiring manager has a stack of, say, 10 resumes to actually look at, that hiring manager is going to give each one just a short bit of time. And it's very important that the important stuff, the things that they are looking for in a future employee, are really identifiable right there on that piece of paper. Ideally, the most important qualifications or experience or whatever would be right there in black and white on that front page, bold. You don't have to read through a paragraph. Oh yeah, they have it, but you had to really read to figure that out. No, you make it very evident. So optimizing your content kind of follows that like correlation, right? And so we have things, you have your title, you have the headings that you use, like literally formatting the content, writing an outline and filling it in. But more importantly, you hear this term keyword a lot. What is a keyword? And when I typically ask new bloggers who've asked me for help, could you take a look at my content? Let me know what I'm doing wrong. And I say, well, what's the query? What's the keyword you're trying to rank for? And they'll say something like faith, God, Bible. Those are not search queries, okay? Yes, technically it's a keyword, but those are very, very broad. Like those are almost like categories, right? So if you're trying to rank for faith, well, what about it? What is faith? How do you get stronger in your faith? There's a lot of different things. There's say gratitude. I'm trying to rank this for gratitude, but even in gratitude, people search the topic of gratitude in many different ways. And so a keyword is not just one word. A keyword is a longer tail phrase or even a sentence, right? And you may hear the term long-term keyword over and over, and that just means a longer version, the most exact way someone is Googling something. And so you will never rank a piece of content that is simply trying to rank for faith, right? And if you're writing a Christian blog, everything on your site is going to have to do with faith in some capacity, if you're a Bible blogger. And so it's really getting down to the exact search queries that people are typing into Google. Now, in the notes below, I have a link to my free SEO course. It's totally free and it's chock full of information. We talk about keyword research tools. And I do have one listed below. It's called Keywords Everywhere. You can check it out. I have several tutorials on how to use that, and I'll link those below as well. But if you want to be successful, again, we talked about this before, you have to do your research. So first you research your target audience, but once you've decided on the topics you're going to write about to serve their queries, you have to figure out the different types of search queries they're making and how they're actually typing it into the box. That is what SEO is. Now, if you follow certain SEO expert sites, Yoast, sorry, I can't speak today. Yoast, Moz, SEMrush, some of those. I'll be honest, those things are very technical, very what I call geek speak. I am not in the techie community. I'm self-taught. But most of this, like you go into it already not understanding what this stuff is, and they use a lot of terminology that is like a foreign language. And so a lot of times also they're really speaking to big business type websites, which as a Christian blogger versus say an e-commerce site or a big business site, there's a lot of stuff that applies to them that we really don't need to concern ourselves with. So I will just forewarn you, if you continue, if you get the emails for them, because I get them too, and I read through and I'm like, nobody even understands what this means, for one, but also a lot of this stuff really isn't important when you really get down to it. And so I just encourage you, be mindful of that as you sign up for different things. I do have a video specifically talking about Yoast, the myths about it and why you should never pay for it. So make sure you watch that one. I've linked that below too. But SEO really, I mean, it takes you a little work because you have to sit down and do the research, right? Like you have to put in the effort up front if you want to see the result. But SEO is not hard. Figure out what people are searching. Literally, these keyword tools like Keywords Everywhere give you the answers. And if you create a content plan based on those answers, you will see success. But then also learning how to format your content. Now, I do have another video that kind of goes over, how to format a blog post so that it does well in Google search results. Again, you want to serve your audience and not look too formal in your writing because they don't want to look like, they don't want to read a textbook, but you have to have some formality with some creativity. And that's what that video and instruction kind of helps you with. So be sure to watch that one. But I encourage you, take the time. Please do not jump into your blogging and start writing content until you understand SEO, because here's why. You're going to be writing that content, and then 6 months to a year from now, you're going to be defeated. You're going to be frustrated that your blog is not growing. And then you're going to have to go back to the drawing board, learn SEO, and then redo all the content you've already done. So instead of wasting the time writing it, go ahead and learn SEO from the beginning. I cannot stress this. It is not difficult. And even for if you're going to concurrently do the video, so say a YouTube channel, and we do have a whole segment on that, but I'm not going to go into detail about that. SEO applies there too. So don't just start making those videos. Do your research, use the SEO tools that they have available for YouTube, and figure out what you should be making so that it serves what people are looking for. Okay. All right. So be sure to like this video. Which way am I pointing? And follow our channel here if you haven't already. And if you have any questions whatsoever about this, please just drop them below. And again, the links to my free SEO course and some of the other tutorials are linked down on the bottom. So be sure to check those out. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.